Morning, everyone. Let's start today lying on our backs, and you can choose the position you want to lie in: Shavasana, Konasana with the legs together, or restorative pose with the knees together and the feet apart. Whatever feels best for you. So each lying down pose has a different alignment focus. Restorative pose is very good if the lower back is feeling a bit tight. Konasana legs is very good if you're trying to work on opening the hips. And Shavasana is good for everyone except for those with lower back issues. So once you've found your space that you're going to comfortably lie in, start to turn your awareness to your breath. Feeling the expansion of your lungs. And then the contraction of the muscles around the lungs. Feeling into the spaces that activate on your inhale. And then the spaces that activate on your exhale. Notice how the air is cool and dry as it comes in through the nostrils. Follow that sensation into the back of the throat and even into the lungs. And noticing how the air is warmer and more moist as it comes back up the back of the throat, hitting the palate of the mouth, coming out through the nose. And then noticing how when you pay attention to your breath, all other thoughts, concerns, worries start to get pushed away from the focus. Where your mind feels less inundated, less complicated. And you're going to set an intention to allow yourself to just be in the moment today. Not to worry about what you're doing after the class, or to worry about the things from the week that have passed. But staying focused in your body, on the mat. Living each inhale and each exhale. Whatever position you're in, you're going to slowly bring yourself now to have the feet as wide as the mat with the knees bent and the arms open into a T shape, working into a very soft and gentle windscreen wiper. exhaling the knees to drop from side to side. Inhale, lifting to center. And start to bring the head into the movement as well, gently turning the head away from the knees. Dropping over to one side and holding there for a few breaths. You can place the bottom foot onto the top thigh. And then releasing. Bring the knees back to the center on the inhale. Over to the other side, holding here for a little while. Again, placing the bottom foot onto the top thigh. And then releasing the foot back down. Inhale to the center, hugging the knees into the chest. Flattening down through your lower back. Gently pull the thighs in a little bit closer, and then start to lift your head towards your knees. Really flatten through the lower back and draw the head and the knees towards one another. Inhale to lower back down, flattening through the spine. And exhale for a second round, curling yourself in. Really engage into the lower belly so the neck is not taking weight. And exhale to release. One more time, curling in. And then gently release. Bringing the hands to the ceiling in line with the shoulders. Engage the fingers. And then bring the knees in line with the hips, engaging the lower belly. On the exhale, draw the knees towards the chest as you lift your head, neck and shoulders, bringing the hands in line with the hips. Inhale to release. Exhale, curling in. Inhale, release. One more time, exhale, curling in. Engage the belly, flatten the back, and inhale to release. On the exhale this time, straighten the legs and reach the arms behind you. And inhale, release. Exhale, straightening arms and legs. Head can stay on the floor for this one. And then release. One more time. Exhale, extend. Lower as much as you can, keeping the back flat. Breathing here. And then inhale to release. Take the knees into the chest. Placing the feet onto the floor, hands next to the hips. Curl the tailbone as you roll the hips to the sky. Opening the front body as best you can, lifting into the hips by squeezing the glutes, squeezing the back of the thighs. Gently roll yourself down, rounding into the spine as you lower. Flatten the lower back at the bottom, and then exhale to curl back up. Working into the abdominal muscles as you flatten the hands against the floor and slowly lowering back down. Let's lift up one more time, curling in. Flattening the flattening the hands against the mat. And then little gentle pulses with the hips. You don't have to drop too low. You're just trying to wake the back of the hamstrings up, wake the belly muscles up. So keep squeezing into the tummy as you lift the hips, engage those tummy muscles, and then gently lowering yourself back down to the mat. Inhale here, exhale to lift yourself up. Press firmly into the feet, finding balance between the legs, and then shift the alignment into the left foot as you take the right leg to the sky. You can roll the ankle at the top. Change the direction of the roll. And then bending your knee into a figure of four. Lift your hips even higher. Slowly roll the back down, and as you do so, open the arms into a T shape, dropping to your left side in figure of four twist. So in figure of four, you're still keeping that top knee lifting to the sky, not dropping to the earth, but pushing it slightly away. And you'll feel how this is now going to work into the hip flexor, coming over that hip joint at the top of the thigh. Releasing back to center, placing the foot on the floor, hands next to the hips. Let's inhale to curl up, and now anchor both feet down, feeling that balance between the legs. Shift the weight into the right foot as you take the left leg to the sky. Let's roll the ankle clockwise. Roll the ankle anti-clockwise, and then bringing the leg into figure of four. Lift your hips even higher. Should really feel the glute and the hamstring working. And then as you round the spine to come down, you open the arms into a T shape, dropping the feet to the right. Figure of four twist. Actively press the top knee away from the midline. And then coming back to center, releasing the leg. Hug the knees into the chest. I'm going to come up to sit, so either rocking onto your side or rocking up and down along the erectus spinae. Make sure you round your back if you're coming into the rock and roll. And then all the way up to sit. Crossing your ankles in front of you. Let's bring the left leg in front. So everyone's starting with left leg in front. Exhale to forward fold over the shins. Work into releasing and relaxing in this pose. The heavier you can make the torso, the more traction you're going to get into the spine. Be mindful to keep the sitting bones pressing into the floor. And then inhale to lift up to center. Floating the arms overhead. Exhale, twisting to the left. Engaging into lower belly. Inhale to center. Exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale to center. Have I lost you guys? Are you guys still there? Why am I muted? Sorry, I lost you there for a second. Don't think you guys even realized. So from your forward fold, it's inhale, coming all the way up and floating the hands to the sky. On your exhale, twisting to your left. Sit up nice and tall, engage into the belly. Inhale to the center and over to the right. And we're going to move dynamically now. So inhale to lift, exhale to twist. Flow at your own pace. And if you move at the right speed, you should start to feel a warming sensation into the abdomen. And then let's inhale back to center. Exhale, releasing the hands down. Switch the legs around, bringing the right leg in front, and then forward fold over the shins. Notice how switching the legs around changes the sensation of this pose. Becoming aware of the areas that are getting the stretch, and gently release into those spaces to let go of tension and remove any blockages. Let's inhale to roll all the way up to sit, floating the hands to the sky. And then bringing the right fingers to the floor as you extend over through the left arm. Coming back to center, over to the other side. And again, we're going to dynamically move from one side to the other. Inhale, lift, and exhale, stretch. Finding the right pace here so that you're not rushing through the postures, but you are feeling a lovely warming flow. And then inhaling back up to center. Going to come over onto hands and knees and bringing yourself into tabletop. Let's flow through cat-cow pose. One more round. And then coming into neutral. Okay, so from your tabletop, you're going to come to sit onto the shins. You can place a pillow behind the hips if that feels more comfortable, or if the knees and ankles can't manage this pose, then just sit into a cross-leg position, that's fine as well. And we're going to float the arms up to the sky. Bringing the elbows now into eagle arms, left elbow underneath right. Lift the elbows, push the forearms away, and breathe into the back body. Try to separate the shoulder blades as best you can. Being mindful not to overwork it though. Moving towards the edge of your resistance, but never through it. On the inhale breath, open up into cactus. lifting the chest. Soften the rib cage just slightly. And then take it to the other side. So this time the right elbow underneath the left. Into Garandasana arms. Inhale to open up, and this time draw the hands behind you, interlocking fingers. Keep the elbows bent and draw the shoulder blades as tightly together as you can. Once the shoulder blades are together, then you start to work into straightening the elbows. If you can keep the palms touching, that's great. If you can't, it's absolutely fine. Just keep those shoulder blades working towards each other. Make sure the neck is in a neutral space, lifting the arms up and back. Start to drop your chin to your chest and feel the pull into the back of the neck. Bringing one ear to one shoulder. Coming back down, chin to chest. Other ear to the other shoulder. And then releasing to center. Float the arms back up to the sky. And then reaching the hands forward as you lift the hips, so you kind of balancing here into the torso before placing the hands to the mat. Check your alignment so you're in your tabletop. You're going to straighten the right leg behind you, pressing into the heel. Squeeze the calf muscle. Square the hips and engage into the whole back leg. Releasing to center and switch the legs around. Press firmly into that heel. So the shoulders come a little bit behind the wrists now, and you really plug into those hands to create extra pressure in the back foot. Engage the core muscles, make sure there's no arching in the back. And then coming to the center. Tuck your toes now, bring the knees together, bring the heels to touch, and then sitting into the heels again. Depending on how that feels, keep the hands on the floor or walk them a bit closer in, coming onto the fingertips, or you can rest your hands onto the thighs. And the more you draw the heels together, the more engagement you're going to feel into the Achilles tendon. Gently releasing back into your tabletop here. Plug the top of the feet down. And then lifting the knees off the mat, engage into the core muscles. Round your back slightly, keeping the heels to the midline, so don't roll the ankles. And sitting back down. From your tabletop now, tucking toes and lifting the hips up and back into your Ardha Mukha Svanasana. And let's just heel toe the feet a few times here. We have stretched the hamstrings a little bit and the feet already, so you should feel a bit more open into the back body. So let's work the front body a little bit now by sliding your chest back towards the thighs, and feel how that really opens up the spine, especially the upper back. Spreading fingers wide, make sure the hands are wide enough to feel open across the shoulders. If your trapezius muscles are pressing into your neck, that means the shoulders are not wide enough. Sinking both heels to the floor now, and just shake your head a few times. Shaking yes, shaking no. And then either walking hands to feet or feet to hands, whichever feels better for you. And making your way into a ragdoll. Drop down here. Let your head sink. You can hold opposite elbows or let the hands flop to the floor. Whichever feels better for you. Really feel that release around the rib cage. As the torso gets heavier and heavier, gently rolling from one side to the other. Come to the center, releasing the hands as you roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Coming now to the front of your mat. And we'll work through one round of sun salutations on both the left and right hand side each. So standing up nice and tall here. Let's inhale the hands to the sky. Exhale to forward fold all the way down to the mat. Rounding into the spine as you open up into flat back. And exhale even longer this time as you forward fold. Releasing the right leg into your lunge, sinking the hips low as you lift the heart high. Let's keep the right hand to the floor as you float the left arm up. Easy twist. And then dropping the back knee down to the mat and start to reach the twist a little bit deeper, but now tucking your hand to the outer edge of that opposite thigh. Inhale to the center, placing the hand down to the floor. Lift the back knee off the mat again and stepping into plank. Lowering knees, chest and chin to the floor. And then coming down to elbows for Sphinx pose. Puffing open through the heart center. Remember to grip the fingertips lightly. Press the elbows into the rib cage lightly. Engage that upper body. Releasing down from here, hands under the shoulders, and pushing back into child's pose. Knees together or apart, whichever feels better for you. Sliding your way into downward facing dog. Let's take the right leg to the sky and stepping the foot forward into lunge. Drop the back knee down here and float the hands into crescent. Moving into a twist, bring the right hand against the thigh and then use that space to push, dropping your left elbow outside that leg. Hands together in Anjali Mudra and twisting here. Let's inhale, hands at the heart, and then exhale the hands to the mat. Stepping forward, flat back, and exhale to forward fold. Inhale the hands all the way up. And exhaling hands to heart. Inhale, hands up. And exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, stepping the left leg into lunge. Sink the hips low as you lift the chest high. And then let's take the right hand to the sky. Easy twist. Deepening this twist now as you drop the back knee to the floor and bring the top hand to the outer edge of your left thigh. Opening up through the heart. Let's inhale, lifting the hand back to center and to the mat. Lift your back knee up, stepping into plank. Taking it down, knees, chest and chin. And you can choose to come into your Sphinx with the elbows on the floor or into Cobra with the hands on the floor. If you're in your cobra pose, remember the elbows are bent and the hip bones are pressing into the mat. Either way, your legs are active, toes pulling the spine long. Let's release it back into child's pose. And downward facing dog. Taking the left leg to the sky and stepping the foot forward into lunge. Drop the back knee to the mat and floating hands up into crescent. Bringing the left hand against the thigh and then push, squaring the hips, maintaining that core strength. Drop the elbow to the outer edge of the thigh, joining the hands together and turning the gaze in line with the elbow. Let's inhale to center, releasing hands to the mat. Lift the back knee off the floor and stepping forward, flat back. Exhale to forward fold. Staying in your forward fold, knees can be straight, soft, or deeply bent. Either way, you flick the tailbone to the sky and you reach your head to the earth. Neck is long, torso is long. Let's inhale to lift halfway up, either onto the tips of the fingers or the hands to the shin bones. You want to make as much space into the lower back as you can manage. Trying to concave the upper back just slightly. Let's release the hands down. We're going to step back into a downward facing dog, dropping the knees to the floor, and then coming into child's pose. Hands next to the hips for this one. Taking 10 breaths. So in your mind, you can silently repeat, inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. On your last exhale, slowly start to blink your eyes open, rounding the back as you come to sit up. Feel the spine unfurl, sitting tall. Joining hands together at the heart. Namaste.